Is your work killing your marriage? Especially if you are trying to get a business off the ground or you're already a high level executive, the chances are that your work is having a serious negative impact on your relationship. Hi, I'm Guy Ardito, relationship expert, coach, and strategist. And today I want to talk about what you should watch out for and what you can do to protect your relationship. Now, the truth is that entrepreneurs executives are very busy, very stressed out, often exhausted. And entrepreneurs because they're trying to create a successful business from scratch, and executives because, well, trying to manage generally a very large team and division. Now, the problem is that on the other side of that, an intimate relationship needs constant care and attention. And if it doesn't get it, eventually it's going to wither and finally die. And you don't want that. You don't want your marriage or relationship to fall apart at the expense of your work. But when work chews up your time and wears you down so that you don't have the time or energy to feed your relationship, your partner's going to feel abandoned. When you're stressed out from problems at work, with finding clients, losing clients, or issues with employees and contractors, you're much more likely to get into stupid arguments with your partner. And frankly, you're also more likely to let stupid arguments turn into big fights. When you're distracted instead of being present, like doing work at home, even just checking emails or thinking about work stuff, an upcoming meeting, well, that naturally is going to come across to your partner as disconnected and they're going to feel unimportant. And when you don't have the energy to help out at home because you're so exhausted, when you don't have the energy to help with the chores, with cooking, cleaning, the kids, all that stuff, well, eventually your partner is going to feel resentful. And finally, and especially if you're starting a business, if your business is not yet making money, then your partner is going to be feeling extreme financial stress. It may not happen immediately, but so long as you keep putting more money into your business than you're able to take out, or even just breaking even, your partner is going to be feeling weighed down by that and anxious about the needs that you have for your home, for your family, and possibly even for retirement. So, what's the solution? Well, the solution is that you've got to do a better job of managing your time, your energy, and your presence. And that's something that you absolutely can do. So, if your issue is that you're busy, for example, busy bootstrapping a business, then create some absolute guaranteed time slots for your partners that they know when they can count on you. Particular slots, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whenever, however it is, and which days of the week, so that they know they can count on you. But you absolutely have to be there for them at that time. Ideally, 30 minutes a day is the least that you want, just to make sure that you can reconnect with each other and unwind and be with each other. If the issue is that you're low on energy, well, here's one that's going to cause your business to suffer as well, right? Because you have to have the energy to manage your team, to come up with ideas, to make sales calls. So if your energy is low, your business is going to suffer. So you've really got to get on top of this one. And if this is the case, you've got to pay attention. You've got to manage your bedtime, your wake up time, how much caffeine you're taking in, general dietary stuff, as well as exercise and anxiety. We're not going to talk about ideals because I know that if you're starting a business or you're a very busy executive, ideals are out the window pretty much. But you really need to get at least like 6 hours of sleep a night. You measure that. You want to go for about 20 or 30 minutes of exercise at least 2 or 3 times a week just to get the blood moving, just to, help reduce the anxiety, help burn up some of the calories, and just, keep the positive hormones up. You also want to limit sugar and caffeine. I'm not telling you to lay off all the cookies and cake or coffee, whatever your poison might be there. Yeah, I indulge too, but you really got to watch it, and you got to make sure you don't overindulge. And by just watching those 4 things, you're going to be able to better manage your energy, both day to day and throughout the day. Finally, if your issue is distraction or feeling anxious, then practice building up your focus and your levelness by avoiding multitasking, right? Multitasking is crazy day. We've all got, our phones going off and emails and, Twitter and whatnot, and people coming at us from different angles. And it's just too much. We try to respond by using technology to do a million different things sort of at once, but it really just winds up causing a lot of stress in our brain. So I implore you, as much as you can, get back to like single tasking and make time every day, 15 minutes. 10 minutes, even at least 5 minutes, just to block everything out and meditate, to quiet yourself down, to get centered, and again, to focus. Make sure that you have realistic goals. I'm not saying settle, but so often when you're a high-level executive, or myself, like if you're an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, you probably have very high standards, standards that you might not ever be able to consistently meet, and that's going to keep you kind of running on that rat wheel and never catching up, always feeling behind the eight ball, and that's going to cause stress not just on you, but on your relationship. And finally, keep perspective and realize what truly matters in your life. And I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to tell you what that is. But if you are in a relationship or you feel you want to be in a relationship and you're also building a business or working really hard running your division or whatever the case may be, then you have to be clear what your actual number one priority is. It doesn't have to be one or the other, but you have to know when push comes to shove what your number one priority is. And if that number one priority is your relationship, if you have children, if that priority is your family, then make sure that you give it due attention. Again, if you're building a business, there might be time, whether it's several months or a year, when you're not going to see them as much as you want. If you're in a division, you might have to think of it a little bit differently. But the point is, you have to make sure that you do have time for them, that you do have energy for them, that you do have presence for them. Otherwise, you're robbing them, and that does them a disservice, which I'm sure that you don't want. So I know this was really fast, but I didn't want to make it big involved. I mean, I coach people on this stuff all the time, and it takes time. It takes time to shift our habits. It takes time to recognize where we're heading off the path we want to be on. Oftentimes, we're not even aware that we're anxious or even exhausted as we are, tired as we are, and that makes it difficult for us to make the good kind of decisions that we need to be able to make as a business leader. So this really works both ways, right? It's good for your business and it's good for your relationship. If you found this information useful, definitely share it on. Take what you can and implement it in your own relationship starting today. If you want information about this and other relationship and business topics, just go to my website at guyardito.com. You should be able to click the link on the video right here. That's GUYARDITO.com. Well, until next time, remember, life is an adventure. Live in love.